guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about all the stages at Electric Forest to get you guys excited. It's really sad I don't have an Electric Forest shirt. I didn't buy one last year and I need to buy one. So I really wanted to do this video because when I was going to Electric Forest for the first time last year, I saw the map and I was so confused. I just didn't know what to expect. I didn't know like anything about anything. And I'm a type of person that likes to picture like me being there and like what it's gonna be like and like all that stuff. I don't know if anyone else does that. So I wanted to just go through really quickly all the stages that are at Electric Forest so that when you see, when like set times come out and like when the map comes out, like you know what it's gonna look like, I guess, because I just had no idea. And I don't know, I think it would be helpful for you guys and get you guys excited because I'm so excited. I can't believe we're going home. I'm ready. I am ready, okay? So yeah, we're just gonna go through the stages and talk about them a little bit, what I saw last year and all that good stuff. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to vibe with me, join the little vibe tribe. I love you guys so much. And you can also find me on social media at vibewathrib. If we're looking at the map, I'm just gonna be talking about each stage as if we're like walking through the forest, basically, like which ones you'll hit up and you'll see and kind of like what artists are probably gonna be there or what types of artists and like stuff like that. And I'll talk about some of the artists I saw there last year. Yeah, just so you guys can get a vibe and understand like kind of where everything's at, what it looks like, stuff like that. The first one I'm gonna talk about is Jubilee. So Jubilee is the first one that you see right when you walk in through the, after security, right when you go through security, Jubilee will be right there on the right. This is where I mainly was at a lot of the weekend, I feel like, because a lot of like the curated or like hosted stages is at Jubilee. Last year, Mousetrap had a takeover on that stage, Bass Rush had a takeover on that stage, and a couple other like curated events were at that stage. And so here I saw like Chris Lake, Lane 8, Manila Killa, Quicks, Jaws, Mala. I saw a lot of people here. Closey. I think that was probably basically it. There's even more probably. G Jones, Back to Back, E-Prom, Boombox Cartel. I think that was about it. So yeah, there's like a wide variety of like the different subgenres of like EDM that are gonna be at this stage, just based on like the different takeovers that there are. Like they will probably be at Jubilee. And so the one thing about this stage is that it is entirely dirt. I highly recommend making sure you're wearing a mask at this stage because all the dirt gets kicked up if the wind picks it up.
Re-looking at that footage, it is dirt, but it was because like all the grass that was there before, because we were weekend 2, was all like kind of walked over. And you know, it's kind of like at Coachella where the grass is like a lot greener the first weekend, and then the second weekend it really isn't because of how many people walk over it. So I don't really know if that'll be an issue this year, but with a ton of people walking over that field for like 4 days straight, it's gonna get a little dusty with all the shuffling and everything like that. So just be aware of that.
Also by the stage is the Ferris wheel. You can also get a hot air balloon ride, like some crazy stuff. There's food vendors and then there's also water stations nearby. And another thing about this stage is that there's no shade. So what I always did if I needed shade is that kind of on the left hand side, there's like some openings where there's more shade. But otherwise, like if the sun is directly out on that stage, it's gonna be right on you. And sometimes they'll have like these little art installation podium things in there that kind of gave off some shade. That was kind of helpful. As you like walk along the path, then you'll see like there's a candy store, there's the giving tree, there's a bunch of different really cool things As you keep on walking, then you'll get to Ranch Arena. I'd like to think that this is like the main stage because this is where Bass Nectar plays, String Cheese Incident, Rufus Du Sol played there. A lot of the main headliners will play at that stage. I'd like to think that that's like the main stage where like a lot of the bigger artists that like have live sets, like Grizz was there, will play at that stage. And it's a really big area and it's grassy. So if you want to hang out in the back and just lay in the grass, that's totally perfect. Yeah, it's a really big area that kind of just like spreads out, and there's really not like a bad place to be to view the stage or anything like that. Like we were pretty far back for Bass Nectar and still had just as much fun. With more room to dance and like people climbing the trees and stuff, and that's such a good area to be in. I really love that like little area, and there's some food and stuff near there as well as a water station. And then you can start to like get into the actual forest part, which I absolutely love. My favorite stage is probably the forest stage, and that's just because you're in the forest obviously, but just like you're fully immersed in it, and at nighttime it's just so pretty, and it just is what makes me feel like, okay, I'm at Electric Forest. I don't know, it was like, okay, I'm finally here, like I'm in the forest because of like that stage. Just like felt so groovy and vibey to be there. I saw Hayden James there. Rufus Du Sol had a DJ set there. Desert Hearts had a takeover on that stage. I really wish more artists played at that stage. Like last year I thought Lane 8 would be at that stage and that would have been so perfect, but sometimes the amount of people that they might bring, it's just too small of a stage in comparison to having them at like Tripoli or something like that. But it's still one of my favorite stages. You have the Observatory, which I saw Casbo at this stage last year and just absolutely fell in love. It was the first night and I was sitting up on this like wall and had a view of Casbo and like the whole like observatory area. So there's like a lower part, there's like some seating on the right hand side, and then there's a whole upper deck that you can go on. This was at nighttime, it was like at midnight, the midnight slot or something like that, and just looking around at the forest all around you. Doesn't get better than that. It's so pretty, and you just, it's like similar to the forest stage. Like you just feel like you are at Electric Forest, and it just feels so special, and another one of my favorite stages. And another thing about this stage is that that's also another area where like more live artists with like instruments and stuff will play at this stage, just because they have like the setup for it. There's also a silent disco stage. If you don't know what a silent disco is, it's where you grab a set of headphones and people are playing depending on the station that you're listening to through the headphones. So there might be one or two artists playing, but depending on what channel you're listening to is who you're listening to. And so everyone's kind of just bopping along with these headphones at the silent disco video, which is always really fun. Then there's the grand Art Teak stage, which is also in the forest. It is a little bit of a smaller stage. It's more so like up and coming artists play at this stage, but sometimes there will be some surprise sets there by DJs that were on the lineup and might have played at another stage. They'll have like a secret set, surprise set, whatever, that you can go check out there too as well. I went to this stage during the day, I think day one, and it was super fun. Like everyone was just kind of like super goofy and just hanging out and just like bopping along to whatever music it was. And yeah, it's a cute little vibe at that stage. And then we have Sherwood Court, which I think would be like the next like main stage if there was. I saw Rez here. Here's Space Jesus, Boogie T, Back to Back Swinto. I wouldn't say it's like a dubstep and bass stage because I think there's like other artists like Marian Hill there, and I forgot who else. I think that's another one where like live artists would be. Oh, the Glitch Mob was there too. It doesn't have like a specific genre to it. It was just more so kind of like not the main headliners, but some bigger artists under that played there. And that one's super spread out too as well, and tons of space in the back for you to hang out. I think the only time I ever felt super packed was like Rez and like the Glitch Mob. Otherwise, like it's pretty spread out. Jubilee is like under this like circus looking tent, and I wish I spent more time at this stage. I really didn't. I only did to like check it out. This is another place where kind of more of those live artists, like not specifically just like DJs, will play at. There was one like back-to-back that played at this stage that it was like a secret set or surprise set where it was like an insane back-to-back. The first weekend, which was like Lewis the Child, Weethin, Gigi McGree might have been in it. I don't remember who else was in it. Second weekend didn't get it because we had the thunderstorm evacuation, so that's the set that got canceled. So that was gonna be my set to see at Jubilee. And it was on the last day because I try and see a set at every single stage and I just like didn't get a chance to. But we're going back and we will definitely check out some artists there because it looks super cool in there. And so I wasn't there during like a big set or anything. I just we went and checked it out on the first day. But I would actually like to see an artist there this year, hopefully. And then the last stage that I will talk about is the Hangar. So the Hangar, when you first get to it, it's an airplane hangar, obviously, but they have a ton of little like cool little shops and activities and stuff like that in there. But if you go all the way to the back, it opens up to this like other stage where I don't know what they mostly play or like who plays there, if it's just like a band the whole time or whatever, but it was like this groovy disco band playing. And when Peyton and I went on the first day, it was like really cool in there and it was just like a disco vibe. And so I don't know what the music's like all the time, but it could be a cool place to go check out and just hang out there. They do have like some seats and stuff in there, so if you wanted to take a break, camera died on me. As I was saying, if you wanted to take a break, you could go hang out back at that stage. Anyway, let's wrap up this video because my camera's like, no, we don't want to film anymore. Anyway, I hope this gave you guys a really good idea of what the stages are like at Electric Forest. I think every little stage has its own unique vibe to it, and I'm excited to see when the set times come out who's going to be playing where, and I hope this gives you guys a better idea of what to expect. Gets you guys really excited. Like I said, I am so excited. I can't wait, and I hope to see you guys there. Like I've said in previous videos, meetup details will be coming out once I know what the set times are like, when the map comes out and everything like that, so I can pinpoint some locations for you guys. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button to vibe with me and join the little Vibe Tribe. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.